Alright, so our water's been going for quite a few minutes. Should be plenty enough time for it to be good and germ free. I didn't bring any water or anything with me, just because it was more stuff to pack, and kind of wish I would have bought me a little water bottle or my small bladder or something like that, but I intended on just doing everything like this today. Even though we're really not getting into all of this right now, we're just scouting. Why not? I've seen a lot of things I could have picked up along the way to make this, a nice tea. Just didn't grab any, like I said, because it's just really not what we're doing. I'm trying to cover as much ground as possible, and I am stopping to see a few sites and neat little things like that. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep boots on the ground, keep moving. The rain's letting up. It's just a very light drizzle now. I think we're about ready to start lunch. So, stovetop directions for this: add 2 cups of water. That's why I love this stuff. And another great thing about these is any of these dehydrated dry things like this, these bags are waterproof. So I could actually tear the top off of this, dump the water into it. It's kind of a pain to get the mashed potatoes out of the corner, but you can definitely sit around and work it and stir it up and not even have to wash your pot afterwards. That's why these kind of little things like this are so great. MREs, that's your thing, go for it. To me, I think they're a huge waste of money, and they take up a lot of space. And to feed one person for a month appropriately is going to cost you about $400 to $500. I could feed my entire family for a long time on $400 or $500 worth of flour, grain, cornmeal, sugar, just your basic stuff to make things with that will keep rice, beans, any kind of lentils, any kind of stuff like that. $500 worth of it. I mean, think about $500 worth of rice or flour or beans or any of that. I mean, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. It definitely gives you a big old cushion versus one person eating appropriately for 1 month. Now, like I said, you can go right to with that, but I don't mind taking a second to clean it. It's just mashed potatoes and anything that's going to oh no. That's what I was looking for. I was watching, I was expecting my sticks to go. I was lucky. That could have been bad. Messing with this camera sometimes allows a lot of things to happen. You're paying attention to it, making sure you're in frame, making sure you haven't left any gear behind, checking your batteries. I just use my phone, and I've got the Moto Z, so you get this really cool camera attachment with it. It's a Hasselblad camera, and that is like a way super nice, expensive camera. And it's really cool. Awesome zoom. So it keeps me down to a minimum. I don't have to carry too awful much, but the camera runs through batteries. I'm on my, we're actually charging right now as you watch this. But we're on my 3rd charge of the day. And I got this guy here off of Amazon. And it's just a giant battery bank, and I can charge it straight from my outlet, just plug right in. It's a typical cell phone charger. But then you got the nice big solar panels. Now it does, to fully fill this up by the sun, takes about 8 hours. But it'll hold a good bit of juice, a couple charges worth. So if my battery's charged on my phone and that's charged, I'm usually pretty good to go. Found a box turtle shell. I'm going to put it wherever I decide we're going to put camp. Make something out of it. Really helps if you're good at eyeballing measurements too for, cup, 2 cups, whatever. I very I don't ever use measuring cups. I'm not cooking. There's not going to be no stovetop directions on raw ingredients. You just go by 2 cups. Set this off to the side and let it cool just a bit. Get set up here. Yeah, the rain, I think it's about stopped. We're getting ready to go back out, which probably going to make a beeline to the trapper's cabin. We probably won't zigzag so much because it's good too. It's hot. Probably won't zigzag so much because it's wet. It's very wet, and the shoes I have on do not repel water very well at all. So I don't really care. I've got wool socks on, so wool is a great natural ingredient material, because even when it's wet, it'll keep you warm. And I'm not really worried about cold or hypothermia or anything like that, but it's still nice to keep that core temperature up and not get chilled or anything like that, because it can happen. It's not a sunny day. But I'll probably be soaked by the time we go through that field, because it's just a bunch of knee-high grass. You know, it's probably the worst thing in the world to walk through. It's awful. Gets you wet, and there's just no avoiding it. So I'm gonna get lunch. We're gonna break into these sardines. I love these things. They're so great out here. All kinds of stuff. Good protein, fish oils, all that. Now I mean, who doesn't love sardines, right? But when you open these, if you've never had sardines before, it's a whole fish, essentially, minus the head and the tail. Cut down the middle, like a fillet, sort of. And really great on crackers. I forgot my daggone crackers. But you know what I like to do? Shake them up. That way when you open them, it's like tuna. Sardines and hot sauce. Dip your cracker right in there. Go to town. Alright guys, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. Sardines and mashed potatoes. And man, that's good. I love these things. As soon as we get done with this, we're going to break down, start heading up the hill, circle back around to the car. It's getting about that time. The rain's really held me up, and I'm almost out of time that I can play for the day. Stay up watching, y'all. See you in a little bit. It's pretty good lunch.